It was announced that Janice STFU by Drake from his Iceman album will go number one on the Billboard Hot 100 tomorrow, making it his 14th number one, and thereby giving him the most number ones by a solo male artist. And what I would think would happen for someone who you supposedly respect as much as you say you respect Michael Jackson, and someone who is as iconic, as legendary as Michael Jackson, is you would use this moment to kind of give Michael his flowers and to remind the world of how incredible, impactful Michael Jackson has always been and why you breaking this record means so much. But instead of that, Drake took the time to be like, ha ha ha, look at me. I broke the record. I broke the back. Look at me memeing Michael Jackson. After you purchased Michael's glove to use it on the cover of your album, after you talked about Michael Jackson and suggested that he changed his features in order to look white when you were trying to diss Kendrick. It's this weird space that we sit in where this actually isn't admiration for Michael. It's the desire to try to beat him, which is weird, especially given the fact that even in breaking this record, Drake is not surpassing Michael. Now, I did see some streamers try to say, see, he's bigger than Mike now. No, he has more number ones. But if we could just take a walk through them for a second, we have to look at the fact that, oh, no, those are Michael's. We have to look at the fact that his number ones include Wait For You, which is a Future song that he has a feature on. Work, which is a Rihanna song that he has a feature on. There's also What's My Name, which is a Rihanna song that he has a feature on. So 3 of his number ones are not his song. And it's not even a duet. He has a feature on those songs, but I digress. Then we have One Dance, great track. God's Plan, great track. Jimmy Cooks. If you were to ask the average person in this country any part of Jimmy Cooks, would they be able to tell you what it was? You got Nice for What, which I think the majority of folks would know. In My Feelings, ubiquitous song. Everyone was walking around talking about King, do you love me? Great song. Way Too Sexy. Tootsie Slide. First Person Shooter. Right? It's a good song. What's Next? And Slime You Out. I think that we have to have a conversation about the fact that like these number ones, while he has gotten them, like I said, to me, 3 of those are not his songs. And his songs have not had the ubiquity. It would be one thing if he was taking a humble approach. It'd just be like, okay, cool, awesome. You've been able to get to this, but he's not taking the humble approach. He's taking the approach that he is now better than Michael, which is completely untrue when you look at the fact that Michael had, I don't know, Billie Jean, Beat It, Rock With You, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, Say. These songs have ubiquity. You can go anywhere in the world and you hear dung, 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 and everyone knows what it is. The words in it, DJs just loop that one part. Like, check it. Kids, my kids know the Beat It dance. Kids around the world know the Beat It dance. Billie Jean, and this isn't Thriller's not even one of his number ones. People do Thriller every year. Right? Yeah, You Are Not Alone. Black or White. The Way You Make Me Feel, Man in the Mirror. The one that people probably don't know is Ben. Right? Then you got Dirty Diana, I Just Can't Stop Loving You, and Bad. There was a certain ubiquity to Michael's music. The majority of the number ones I just listed, the average American knows these songs. The average person around the world knows these songs. There's never been a person more famous on earth while living than Michael Jackson. Never, ever been someone as famous. Like, you see the way that we packed out these theaters to go see this Michael movie, and you want to sit here and tell me that the person who was purchasing Michael Jackson memorabilia in order to cosplay as the king of pop, in order to beat him, is somehow on his level, and then takes this moment not to once again be humble about it, but to do a victory lap over Michael? I don't care what his little sycophants, his Aubrey's Angels, the boys, whatever you want to call yourselves. I don't care what y'all have to say about yourselves. At the end of the day, Drake getting this record is impressive. Do I think that we should not compare the streaming era to the era where you actually had to get up and go buy the record? Absolutely. Very different records, very different eras. Drake is one of the most successful artists of the streaming era, period. It's like him, Taylor, The Weeknd, and Bad Bunny. those folks run the streaming era 1,000,000%. And this is not just about being successful. This was about tap dancing on the grave of the greatest icon in the history of music. Just to say that you beat him so that you all can run around and say, see, he's better. Because you all aren't music fans. I don't care what Maul said. Maul was like, if you're a fan of music, I'm a fan of music and there's Drake stuff I like. Of course, Maul. But we're not going to sit here and pretend like the way that Drake shows up or the way that his fans show up is not the weird part. So I guess shout out to Drake for breaking the record, but we will always know who the true king of pop is. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.